the most devastating thing that can happen to most Jehovah's Witnesses is to be disfellowshipped. I mean, when you consider the real JWs, I mean, I actually was never the real thing, and I'll openly admit that. But that's their whole life, their whole family, all their friends, torn away from them. This is the loving arrangement from Jehovah, or a control mechanism for Watchtower, one or the other. But no, the day after I was DF'd, I was like, yes, wow. But I actually could have been out much sooner than I was. I had no, November 15th was when they changed the midweek meeting to that My Life in Ministry BS. That was actually the last meeting I've ever been to, and I never went back. I actually had my letter of disassociation in my pocket. I was going to turn it in, and I'm thinking during the meeting, this would be admitting that Watchtower has authority over me. And I'm like, no, they don't. And I'm like, no, I could have saved myself a whole lot of headaches by doing it, but I says, I'm a stubborn old goat. I do things my way. So I put the letter back in my pocket and I hightailed it out of there. And every Thursday, it was my only day off from work. It's like the last thing I want to do is go to an effing Kingdom Hall for this stupid BS that you heard last week. And anyways, the only thing, I think I mentioned it before, being a fader, they don't leave you alone. It got so bad, I actually had to move to an alternative address. I was actually holding on at two places for several months. And I'm like, man, this is getting stupid. I had 3 phones. So the witnesses only had the one number. And then I still had this one witness. Oh, we got to go out in the ministry. Okay, he talked me into it. Okay, but the thing is, I'm on my way out. The last thing I want to do is attempt to bring somebody else in. I had a stockpile of old Watchtower and Awakes. I think, what the hell can I do? Yeah, a light bulb went off. So I got a Sharpie, and I'm like, something? Inside, wherever it said Watchtower, I put protects pedophiles. Or someplace I put Google Royal Australian, Australian Royal Commission, and things of that nature. So my last few months out in the ministry, this is what I was doing. I mean, granted, most of those magazines ended up in the garbage, I'm sure, but I'm sure a few people opened them up and read it. And I says, and this is the only way I was going to go out in the ministry, because I'm not going to even attempt to bring anybody else in. And this one pastor was just, oh yeah, we got to go out. You got to get your hours in. And the one elder's constantly texting me, we don't want to accidentally mark you down as inactive. Genius. Face it. I'm about as inactive as you're going to get. I mean, I hadn't stepped foot in the Kingdom Hall for months. Have no intention of stepping foot in there. My ministry hours are eked at best. I mean, if I said God in a conversation, I marked that down as ministry hours. I mean, it was just ridiculous. And I'm like, what am I doing? It's funny, when push came to shove, and I finally came down to my final judicial hearing. And I flat out just refused to go. I'm like, it's like, guys, I'm done. I'm not going back. Well, we'd like you to come anyways. And I'm like, I'm done. I am not going. And I says, I'm not going to waste my time because I'm not going back. And they're like, well, we're going to have this judicial hearing whether you're there or not. I'm like, that's entirely up to you. But I'm saying man to man, I'm not going back. But see, JWs don't work that way. They have to make sure it's official on paper that you've either disassociated or you disfellowship. This is way they can slam your name into the mud. And I'm like, yeah, okay. And one of the elders is like, well, at least write something down. No, because whatever's written down is on your record for the rest of your natural born life. So if I came back, oh God, that's scary. But if I came back, that would still be on my record. So no, you do it without. So well the hearing come and went. The elder delivered the letter. And I don't know, to this day, I don't know what the letter said. I could tell by his reaction that I had been DF'd. But in all honesty, I never opened the letter because I never opened it to find out what for. And as soon as he left, we shook hands and he went home and I dropped it in the trash, unopened. And I'm kind of sorry I did that because I kind of would like to see what I was accused of. See, I never found out what I was accused of. And with Watchtower, most of the things you're going to be accused of are not scriptural. So I'll go on in another video. I'm not going to talk about it now because it actually, my last few weeks were make for a good video. I just don't want to talk about it now. But they'll send maybe a ministerial servant. Maybe not too much because they're not too bright either. Or the Joe Blow average witness to your house and get all buddy-buddy with you. It's pretty apparent. That's what happened to me my last few weeks, and I had a field day with this jabroni. Anyways, but it worked, and I got what I wanted. I got out. It's funny though, being disfellowshipped. I live in a very small town now, so it's virtually impossible not to run into anybody in it. I mean, I love going to the grocery store, and several times I've seen witnesses from my congregation walk down the aisle. Okay, all you have to do is shun me. I don't take it personal. That's the rules you guys follow. I don't give a flying. But it's funny when they see you, like you're the devil himself. They will drop their head, go around the corner, and run away. So the shunning policy is actually more of a burden on you than the people being shunned. But it's just funny, and the thing is, they don't realize it. I love to follow and stay close by, and actually can get them going at a pretty good pace. But what the hell? It's a small town. I could pop up anywhere. I've been here for about 30 years now, so I'm not going anywhere. And every so often, though, I was enjoying the peace of being shunned. Didn't have to worry about the phony conversation anymore. And, I think we all know Jehovah's Witnesses' conversation skills suck a wet one. I mean, they are just plain awful. My last 5 years, the extent of conversation was, "Hello, brother. That's a nice tie." Or, "You're doing a great job." Uh, Explain to me how I'm doing a great job. I haven't been here in 3 months. I'm barely out in service. What great job am I doing again? I gotta go. That's from John Newsom. Anyways, but it's very true. Jehovah's Witnesses have absolutely no conversation skills. But I did find out in recent months there's a few rogue witnesses that like to pester me in work. They'll come in. And okay, you want to sneak under the radar and say hello, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. Not that I'm crazy about you people, but I don't hate you people. They always ruin the conversation, but please come back to Jehovah. I was outside of where I work one day, and this one witness walks up, and that's before I quit smoking. And I saw her, and I'm like, oh my God, because she is a pest. A sweetheart of a kid, but she's a pest. And I lit up a cigarette, wasn't even thinking, lit it up, and she walks up, and, "Are you smoking?" And I says, "You ought to have been a detective." And she says, "Are you going to tell the elders?" I mean, it kind of stopped me in my tracks. I'm like, let me go out of my way and give them a call right now. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to. You really should. No, why? So they can make me stand in the corner. That was the one thing about it being a Jehovah's Witness. You call your own shots. You're your own man. And all of a sudden, you feel like a friggin' third grader again. And it's like, no, I can't live my life like this. When you got guys that are in your same age group all of a sudden treating you like you're a 5-year old. Excuse me. I've been around the block a long time. Probably know more things than you do. Excuse me. Some of you are janitors, landscape workers, window washers. I don't know what the hell it is you guys do because I really don't care. But in all honesty, turning my life over to let other people control it. No. I just feel so much better now. So that's how I feel now that I'm out. I just like a sigh of relief. And if I run into you, I run into you. Oh well, get over it. I don't know what the point of this video was, guys, but I just wanted to get that out there. I did have one comment earlier today. I apologize. I can't remember the name. I'll have to look up after the video. Apparently something I said in a previous video kind of took him off guard. He was drinking a beverage while watching the video, and I guess what I said kind of took him off guard. I can understand that. I apologize. I tend to do that. I say things spur of the moment. So if you're going to watch my videos, you're probably best not to drink anything because I'm just like that. But guys, I'm going to call it a night. Been a long day. I'm very, very tired, but I just wanted to get something out there. And guys, feel free to leave a comment. And if you got that little red button, I'm not going to say subscribe because I can't say it. Ooh, I just did. Anyways, but hit that button. That way you'll be notified when I'm out here. But guys, you have a good night and good talking to you.